Vijay was born in a small village in Karnataka where life was never easy. From a young age, he learned that each day brought its own struggles. His family was poor and every small joy was hard-won. Even as a child, Vijay often watched his mother, Lakshmi, work from dawn to dusk to feed the family. His father had passed away when Vijay was very young, leaving Lakshmi to shoulder the burden alone. These early hardships left deep marks on him. As Vijay grew older, he tried his hand at many different jobs to make a living. He worked as a laborer in the fields, helped in small shops, and even took odd jobs in neighboring towns. But despite his hard work, nothing seemed to bring him lasting success. The people around him were often unkind. Some friends he trusted cheated him in business, while others only offered empty words of support. Every setback hurt him, and every betrayal added to his pain. There was a time when Vijay tried to start a small business with the help of a partner he had met in the town market. The deal seemed promising at first, and he put all his savings into it. However, the partner turned out to be dishonest. One day, when Vijay returned home after a long day of work, he discovered that his partner had run away with all their money. In that moment, Vijay felt completely abandoned by fate. He sat alone on the cold floor of his tiny room, tears streaming down his face, wondering how he would ever recover. During these dark moments, two figures were always by his side: his wife, Meera, and his mother, Lakshmi. Meera, with her soft words and caring nature, would hold Vijay close and whisper, "We will get through this, Vijay. I believe in you." Her eyes shone with hope, even when his heart was heavy. His mother, though tired from years of hardship, never lost her strength. She would gently rub his back and say, "Son, life is full of storms. You must stand strong like a tree rooted in the earth." Their love was a small light in the darkness that surrounded him. One rainy evening, after a long day of failures and disappointments, Vijay sat in a small, dimly lit room with Meera and his mother. The sound of the rain tapping on the roof mingled with the sound of his quiet sobs. Meera, wiping away his tears, shared stories of hope from her own childhood, times when her family had also struggled but never gave up. Lakshmi recalled the hardships of her youth and how each challenge had made her stronger. Their words were like a warm blanket on a freezing night, giving Vijay a sliver of hope. With every passing day, Vijay's life became a battle against despair. At times, the weight of his failures was so overwhelming that he would wander the village roads at night, feeling lost and alone. On one such night, under a sky filled with dark clouds, Vijay sat by the roadside. He remembered the promise he had made to himself during that rainy evening with his loved ones. Tears mixed with the rain as he vowed not to let the cruelty of the world break his spirit. He knew that he had to fight for a better life, not only for himself but also for the people who loved him. Determined to rise again, Vijay started over. He began by selling small handmade items in the local market. Every morning, he would wake up before the sun, prepare his goods with care, and set up a tiny stall. In the beginning, business was slow. Many people passed by without a glance, and the few customers who did stop did not always appreciate the care behind each piece. Often, Vijay felt the sting of loneliness as he worked alone under the early morning sky. One day, as Vijay was setting up his stall, a heavy monsoon storm arrived unexpectedly. The market became chaotic. His stall was drenched, and his handmade items were ruined by the rain. Standing there, soaked and heartbroken, Vijay looked around and saw other vendors quickly packing up to save their goods. He felt the full weight of his struggle in that moment. He remembered the countless times life had knocked him down, and now it seemed like fate was punishing him once more. Despair nearly overcame him, and he almost gave up on his dream. That night, after returning home in the cold rain, Vijay broke down completely. He cried out all the pain of his failures, the betrayal by false friends, and the relentless struggle to find a way forward. Meera held him tightly as he sobbed, promising him that even the darkest night would end. Lakshmi sat quietly, her eyes filled with sorrow, but also with a fierce determination. She reminded him of all the times he had overcome difficulties before and urged him to find strength in the love of his family. The next morning, though his body was tired and his spirit bruised, Vijay decided to try again. He repaired his stall and worked even harder to create items that were not only beautiful but also told his story. Slowly, the people in the village began to notice his determination. They saw a man who had been beaten by life but was now rising with quiet strength. His hands, though calloused and tired, crafted items with an artistry that told of suffering and hope intertwined. As word spread of Vijay's struggle and the passion he put into his work, a kind merchant from a nearby town visited the market. The merchant was moved by the raw emotion in each piece that Vijay made. He saw not just a vendor, but a man who had poured his heart into every creation. The merchant offered Vijay an opportunity to open a small shop in his town. Although the offer meant leaving the familiar faces of his village, Vijay saw it as a chance to rebuild his life from the ashes of past failures. With his wife and mother's blessing, Vijay moved to the new town. The shop was small and humble, but it was filled with hope. Each day, he worked tirelessly to restore his reputation and build a new life. His earlier hardships made him appreciate every small success. The emotional scars from his past became the foundation of a strength that many admired. Soon, people from the new town began to visit his shop, not only to buy his handmade goods but also to hear the story of his perseverance. Those who once had betrayed him, now watched in silence, as Vijay's honest hard work earned him respect and success. Some of them even came forward to apologize for the wrongs they had done. Vijay listened to their regrets with a gentle heart. He knew that holding on to bitterness would only keep him chained to the past. Instead, he chose forgiveness as the true measure of strength. Vijay's life was still not without challenges. Every now and then, the memories of his darkest nights returned. But now, whenever doubt crept in, he remembered the warm words of Meera and the unyielding strength of his mother. Their love continued to be his anchor, guiding him through the turbulent seas of life. In the end, Vijay's journey was not just about achieving success in business. It was about overcoming the deep wounds of betrayal and hardship. It was about proving to himself and the world that even when life is full of storms, hope and love can light the way forward. His success was a quiet, powerful victory over all those who had once tried to break him. And it was his ability to forgive and move on that made his triumph truly meaningful. Vijay's story teaches us that no matter how hard life may seem, the support of loved ones and the strength within can help us rise again. Even when everything seems lost, there is always a chance for a new beginning. His journey is a reminder that the hardest times can lead to the sweetest victories if we keep believing and never give up.